So we're having a couple different problems with the K-Line European site. It's one of the store views within K-Line. And what we're having problems with is at the checkout process, it's not completing or giving us an order number. And they keep hitting the submit button, and it is processing orders and creating orders in the back end. The customer just doesn't realize it. And so in this particular case, we go and in the back end, you could look up this person right here. This is one of the individuals that has the problem. And then you get to the checkout process. So what I'll do is I will use Amnesty's one-step checkout, and then you just select which storefront you want to go into, which is the K-Line Europe. You click on that, and then you can come in here and you'll see there's some interesting things that are coming up at the very top up here where it doesn't seem like it's really logging us in correctly, almost like a guest issue. And then when you come in here and you hit the place order, it just sits here and it really doesn't process. So it gives us this little error here at purchase order. So I'm wondering if you could take a look at that. And then secondly, Mugento, which is a company that creates different panel, pick and pack, and some other stuff. We have Ship Easy, and it's a pick and pack tool. They made some custom changes for us, and we brought them over, and now I believe it's their issue, but they told us it wasn't. When you go into orders, in the order panel itself, when you go and look it up, we're getting a weird message. So if I go into any of these and I hit view, it's giving us this. It's like JavaScript not loading correctly or something, and I went to Nexus and asked them if it was a mod security issue or anything like that, and they said it wasn't. So I wonder if you could take a look at those two things. Unfortunately, the development instance doesn't have this problem. It's only the live site. So one thing I did do, though, is I did talk with Nexus, and they came up with what was the issue with possibly the original issue, which I don't think in the particular case of it not processing like we just saw is this, but this is one thing that we might want to think about, which is another thing that I'll put in the ticket itself. It has to do with the checkout process being blank. I don't think this is the same thing, actually, now that I think about it, so disregard that. But one thing, though, with the checkout here that with the message and purchase order, what's interesting is we did have a problem with Braintree originally, because Braintree's disabled on this specific storefront, but it's the only one that isn't. So I'm wondering if maybe that has something to do with it. So take a look at that. So those are the two things that we're having problems with. Hopefully you guys have enough to go by on that. If not, ask me questions and I'll go from there. But I'm just going to add this to, I'll just add it into Skype, and you guys can add it in Asana for me. All right, talk to you later.